work out very well.
Oh, I saw your hand.
Saw someone's hand?
7.
I saw Wesley's hand.
This hand gets interesting right away when Doug mentions he saw Wesley's cards. This sets up a very weird dynamic for the rest of the hand.
5,000 player then
Fine. I haven't looked at my hand. I know what you have.
It's a weird spot.
30.
I'm just gonna.
Well, if you're gonna play.
When Wesley 3-bets to 30k over Hank's 7k open, this shows a ton of strength considering Doug still left to act and hasn't looked at his cards yet. This information is going to come into play later in the hand.
Then
I fold. Just I'm.
Oh, switch.
He already did.
What you have. I know what you have.
You've seen it already.
What?
sorry.
30 to go right now.
Yep.
I know you won.
I know. You know what?
Accidentally, yeah.
Thank you. You know what? You make a good point. You make a good point.
I don't think he understands. He doesn't.
So raise from Hank, a 3-bet from Wesley.
How funny would it be if Doug's like, I know Wesley's hand, and he's like, I haven't looked, and he just mucks.
That would be really.
Don't know what Dwan has, but Dwan, who just got bluffed, is going to 4-bet.
You're paying 42K.
Robert, do you have the yellow card?
Never lost it.
How about Rob?
Be nice.
Rob, do you have a button?
No.
Do you have one?
No.
Okay, no.
Oh, 3 people left.
Now, this hand is weird for a couple of reasons. One, we're playing stand-up game. Two, the whole thing with Doug Polk saying, I saw your hand. So a 3-bet from Wesley to 30,000. Tom Dwan, who according to DGAF earlier has been playing a pretty low variant style, has decided to 4-bet to 100,000, and these players are deep. And Doug is watching because he knows what Wesley has, and Wesley has just 5-bet.
We still don't know Dwan's cards yet. However, he's put in a very awkward spot out of position after Wesley puts in the 5-bet. Wesley continues to show a ton of strength despite the whole table knowing Doug saw his cards, which makes this an even tougher spot for Dwan. Let's see how one of the all-time great high-stakes cash game players handles this situation.
To 275,000. Action back over to Dwan. $387,000 in the pot. It's 175 for Dwan to call. Again, we don't know what Dwan has.
1 man to allowed. Pounds? £20,000 or 200,000.
And there's the call from Dwan. If you're not watching, come back to your screen right now. Over $500,000 in the pot. We haven't seen a flop yet.
Dwan elects to flat call the 5-bet out of position, so we're going to go to a flop heads up with over $500,000 in the middle.
Well, the million was a reaction too, wasn't it? No. I played a million in my
8-8-3, 2 diamonds out there. Wesley does have the ace of diamonds.
Yeah, they play separate day one. A business person can invite a pro. Normally a pro will offer like a 5% free roll or something. That's one deal. So you can more pros and businessmen. You played £1 million. I played £1 million. But I mean, starting everyone.
Dwan started the hand with about 1.5 million. Wesley has him covered.
Oh, and they play it out.
Maybe they can play them longer, yeah.
Hey, I think guys, this is a really big pot. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
About 125.
Wesley just asked Dwan how much he had behind, and that got the whole table quiet. Wesley bets 125,000.
Wesley opts for a small c-bet sizing here, which is very standard and makes a lot of sense. As the pre-flop aggressor in a 5-bet pot, Wesley's going to want to have a high c-bet frequency for a small sizing here with pretty much his entire range, especially on a paired board.
Whatever Dwan called with pre-flop, I can't imagine him folding on an 8-8-3 board to a $125,000 bet.
125?
125.
That's what he bet?
That is the bet.
There's the call from Dwan.
Dwan calls, and we still don't know his cards yet, but it's safe to say that his 4-bet call range pre-flop's going to continue at a high frequency on this flop texture, regardless of his actual holding. The pot's now nearly $1 million with a stack to pot ratio of just over 1, and we haven't even seen a turn card.
Pot now, 812,000. Dwan with about 1.1 million behind. Turn a blank.
Check.
Wesley's hands are shaking. And it looks like he is loading up for another bet. Remember, Doug Polk knows what Wesley has. Tom Dwan, though, does not.
There are definitely merits to Wesley's turn barrel here, since he still has aces and kings in his range, both of which he blocks and both of which he would potentially take this line with, so he's telling a very convincing story. At the same time, Wesley's continuing into a very strong range which contains overpairs that aren't going anywhere versus second barrel, as well as some overcard backdoor flush draw floats that Wesley completely dominates, so there's definitely some merit to checking back in position as well.
350,000 over to Dwan. Pot has got 1.2 million in it. The table has not been this quiet for 4 days. 1.2 million in there already. If Dwan calls this, we'll have one of the biggest pots we've ever seen, and still a river to come. And there's the call.
Dwan's range is extremely strong at this point after he 4-bets pre-flop, flats a 5-bet, and then proceeds to call 2 streets post-flop. I think combos like ace-jack of spades or 10-9 of diamonds would fold out at this point, so he's heavily weighted towards overpairs, but likely doesn't have kings or aces given the action pre-flop since he just flatted the 5-bet out of position.
The river's a 6. Wesley with just ace high.
Check.
Dwan checks it one more time.
All in.
There's the all in.
He said all in?
He said all in.
For sure? Well, I guess.
Set on.
Yes. Okay. I'm gonna get a water.
Pot has got 2.3 million in there. Wesley is just triple barreled with ace king.
What the fuck?
Wesley has officially put Dwan in the blender and has told a very convincing story by 5-betting pre-flop and proceeding to triple barrel all in for $1.5 million effective. The tricky part for Dwan is Wesley still took this line despite Doug having seen his cards and the whole table knowing that. Even though Dwan's weighted towards overpairs, he's still in an extremely uncomfortable spot here, and it's very unlikely he has any 8x or sets in his range since it's highly doubtful he would have 4-bet any 8x combos or low pocket pairs pre-flop. Dwan's entire range is in a really tough spot here unless he was trapping kings or aces pre-flop, which is highly unlikely given the action. Let's see how this insane hand plays out.
Doug saw his hand. Oh. This is a weird fucking hand. Doug saw his hand, tried to talk him out of 3-betting. 3-bet anyway. I mean, I guess he just flopped an 8, but it seems very hard to fold. Oh. I'm gonna feel dumb when you roll over like 8-7 suited or some shit. Maybe 9-7 suited. What the fuck?
Tom Dwan has been part of some of the biggest hands in poker history, and once again, he is here on our stage. Just under 800,000 to call. We've got 2.3 million in the pot.
You could just have the aces. It just doesn't seem like you have the aces. I'm gonna feel dumb if you do.
From everything Dwan is saying, it sounds like he has kings.
What the fuck?
Look at the size of that pot. 5 bets pre-flop. Wesley bet the flop, bet the turn, and has moved all in on the river. We've got 2.3 million in there.
Feels like you're just flopping fucking chips, huh?
He's got queens. There's the call.
Hey, call.
Call.
Tom Dwan has just won the biggest pot in the history of televised poker. $3.1 million to Tom Dwan.
This is 1.5 and change. Holy shit.
Good afternoon.
7,
Wesley,
40,
you're a champion.
70.
70.
You have more heart than anyone here.
1, 2, 3.
You okay, Wes?
784, 5.
7, 84.
Wesley
5.
is shaking. He just lost
4, 5.
3 million pounds.
a $3 million pot here on Hustler Casino Live.
You know, I thought you
7, 84, 5.
Just count it.
Okay.
I thought you had aces, Tom. And we're still in the blender, not queens.
I would snap it.
Oh my
7,
God.
40, 70, 80.
What a call,
4, 5.
Tom.
Very dangerous to win these live phones.
It's a flip. It
Tom,
was a flip.
what a call, Tom.
It was a flip.
Oh, can't bluff, Tom.
He said, oh, I can't bluff him.
You tried. I mean, a lot of heart.
Oh
I won't be calling you a nit on the internet now, that's for sure.
Yeah, if anyone calls Leslie a nit ever again, I'll fight them.
Yeah.
We should.
Dude, you know who had the toughest spot there? Doug. Doug looked so
I tried to not look at it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed.
I
tried to
noticed
not.
that.
It's different if Wesley calls the clock. I'm staring at Doug, but since he didn't, I tried to not look at
I
him.
thought you didn't give anything away either.
I was.
No, I tried to look at you 0.
Dude, I don't think you looked at him at all, really.
I mean, I thought
looked at Doug,
the
not-
pre-flop
you,
was
not
fair
Doug.
to think about, but not, you know.
Wow.
Nice call.
Can I have a beer?
Can I get coffee?
Get that man a beer. Can somebody get me a beer?
Tom Dwan, you are back.
What the fuck I thought was going on.
We need to stop showing each other our cards when we play versus Tom. From now on, one to a hand.
I said I owe you one.
You did. I know you did. You did. You know I saw your cards pre-flop, right?
Just give me a beer.
I need a fucking beer,
Corona,
too.
whatever.
2 Coronas. 3. You know what? Make it like a bunch. I'll take
Yeah. Somebody give that man a bunch of beers.
Fuck, I can't even take it. I can't
Tom
breathe.
Dwan, the king of poker.
We have just witnessed history here at Hustler Casino Live. The biggest pot in the history of televised poker.
Don't forget.
Over $3 million pot. And of course, Tom Dwan is part of it. He is now up $2.1 million.
And there you have it, folks. The biggest pot in televised poker history. Do you think Doug knowing Wesley's cards influenced Dwan's decision? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.